Fuzz Pie Guy here. I'm going to show you how to set up the software called SDR Angel on a Linux operating system. Now I have Linux Lite installed on the Atomic Pi 64-bit version. So this is very big install. I'll throw a link in the description to my website for the commands and everything, but it takes a little bit to do this. It's not too bad, but we got to build a lot from source, so it takes a good bit of time, a little. So you definitely want to grab a cup of coffee or something, because you're going to need it. So anyway, we need to install a few dependencies, as you can see. Now, depending what OS you're running, you may have all these, or some of them, but as you can see, we need a lot. Then everything's basically just a git clone type of install to build a lot of this. Then the SDR Angel itself, it takes a little bit to build, depending on your operating system. Now, one thing I did run into with the Atomic Pi, I ran out of RAM. Then I had to do some swap commands, and I was fine. So I don't know if I'm going to run into that problem with this or not. But if you're running this on a computer running Linux or whatnot with several gigs of RAM, or even a Pi 4, at least probably the 4 gig version, you might be alright with that problem, because I ran this before in the past. So I'm going to pause the video and come back when this is done here. Alright, so now that that's installed, let's go ahead and find my mouse and clear that. So now we need to make a couple directories here so we can install everything. So we're going to go ahead and get that done. Then we're going to change the user here. So we're just going to replace that with whatever your username may be. Then we'll do this one more time. We can go ahead and just back this guy up and change that to install, and there we go. So now let's go ahead and cd into our build file. Then we'll clone this CM256cc. Then we can cd into him. Then we need to run a few other commands here. And like I said, we can just copy and paste this from my website. And hopefully all this goes well. So we'll pause this and I'll be back. Alright, so now we just need to install this. Alright, so now that this one's installed, we're going to cd back a couple of directories here, because we need to get back into the OPT build directory. So now we can go ahead and clone the next piece of software we need, cd into him, and basically it's the same routine. Make another build file for it. And once it's done, we'll go ahead and make that guy. And we'll do the same thing. We'll back out and install the next one, the serial DV. So and we'll just clone that guy. go ahead and throw another couple commands at it. Let that CMake, and then we'll build. Alright, so now that that one's done, same routine for the DSDCC. CD into him. This one here has a little bit longer CMake command, so you'll want to be careful with this one. A little bit longer. Then after that, we'll go ahead and install him. We have a few more left. Then after that, we'll install the RTL-SDR software. Now I'm using the RTL-SDR blog RTL software just in case you want to. I think I messed up, but we can let that go. I can't remember if I ran the make command. But I'm going to be using the RTL-SDR blog software because of the bias T. Now, there we go. So now if we back up like we did before, and we run the command that I accidentally ran too soon, which will obviously install the following. So now we need to clone another guy. Alright, so we're installing this guy here, and I'll be back here after this one. Might take a little. Alright, so now that one's done, so we'll just back out of this and we'll install the next guy. Alright, so this is the last of the software that we need to really get. So after this, we're going to do an update, then make sure we have a couple packages. Then we're going to go ahead and install the RTL-SDR blog software. So we'll let this run and I'll be back. Alright, so now that's done, so we can clear this guy, get out of all that. Then we'll do an update. Then we'll make sure we have these couple packages, which more than likely we already do. But just to be safe. Okay. So now we can CD back into our build directory here and download our software here. So now that we're into that, let's go ahead and CMake that. And we'll go ahead and make. We'll copy the rules and we'll go ahead and blacklist it. And all the software will mainly be installed except for the SDR Angel, the main ingredient. But we have to install all this other stuff to build to make SDR Angel work. So that's why it takes a little bit. So now we'll install that guy. We can go ahead and copy. Then we'll run that guy. Then we'll echo the list. Okay, so now that that's done, we can get out of all that. Or you can back up, just get back in the build directory here. Then the fun begins. We can install the SDR Angel software. Alright, so now that we're in there, let's go ahead and clear that. Clean the mess up a little. We'll make a build directory, get into it. Then the cmake command is a very long command, that's for sure. As you can see. We'll hit enter, then sit back and relax. Once this is done, we're going to do a make, and if all things go well, we should be good to go to run it. Alright, so now let's go ahead and install this, but we're going to do a J2, and we're just going to run it 2, and we'll just sit back and relax, and hopefully this works. Like I said, this is when I ran into a RAM issue at about 16%. Then I did a couple of commands and that fixed the problem. So we'll see if I run into that again. If not, great. Alright, so now that it's installed, we are going to go ahead and reboot this and plug our RTL in if it hasn't already, and I'll be right back. Alright, Fuzz Pie Guy here. Now that we restarted the Pi here, I'm VNC'd into it. So in order to start the SDR software, I have my dongle plugged into it. So let's fire this thing up and give it a go. See if we did everything right. And looking pretty good. And here we are. Alright, so now that it's up, we'll just double click on that to make it a little bit bigger. We're going to go up here on this little box up here with the arrows facing different direction. Then we're going to select our RTL, click OK. And as you can see, we are there. And if we click play, we have our waterfall here. So I'm not going to go through on how to really dig deep into this. I used this software before for DMR, to listen to DMR. This is a nice little program to use if you want to listen to DMR traffic. But like I said, right now I'm running it on a Atomic Pi, and with me obviously being VNC'd in here, it might be a little slower, but if we use it actually right at the unit, we should probably be alright. But right now, as you can see, our CPU usage So let's see, hop here. So there we go. We're at about 50% on the one and 30 on the other. So not too bad. I think it would definitely work out pretty good. So hopefully this helped out. Like I said, I'll throw a link in the description to my website for all this information. And thanks for watching. Stay tuned for another one. Don't forget to hit the like, share, and subscribe. And stay tuned.